Donald Trump's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, for some reason was invited on the Today Show on Friday morning to defend his client in the public square instead of, getting ready for the arraignment early next week. But Tacopina was defiant when asked by host Savannah Guthrie if the president, former president, twice impeached former president, let's make sure we get all that in that title there, if he would accept any kind of plea deal. Even though, by the way, we don't even know what the charges are yet. Reports say there's 30, 32, 34, so it goes way beyond Stormy Daniels, okay? That's probably just a small tip of the iceberg. That may account for, a handful of the charges, but you're probably looking at some very serious financial crimes in those charges, which again, as far as we know, even Tacopina hasn't seen them, but he's already defiant, saying Trump's not going to accept a plea deal. Here's what he said. President Trump will not take a plea deal in this case. It's not going to happen. There's no crime. But obviously the grand jury thought there was. And I know that, look, that's your standard line. I get it. You have to say that. Obviously, as the defense lawyer, you can't go out there and be like, hell yeah, he did it. Oh boy, he did more than you even know. You have to pretend your client is innocent. You have to maintain that. Otherwise, you could possibly be sued for legal malpractice. But then Tacopina really gave up the game. It's not just his defiant, no, we will never accept the plea deal. It's what he said after that. When he said that he didn't know if the case would even go to trial because his team, quote, have substantial legal challenges. That's what this is about. He's not worried about accepting a plea deal because he is hoping that they can tie this thing up in the courts for long enough to where it eventually, goes away. I mean, you can't make it just go away though, Joe. You know that. Sure, you can delay, but even if you were somehow able to delay it beyond the 2024 presidential election, even if Trump won the 2024 presidential election, he would still have to stand trial because these are state charges. He cannot pardon himself from them. There's nothing he could do. We could have a sitting president of the United States be thrown in jail. And technically, the worst part about that is that there is no law saying that somebody can't serve as president from behind bars. So if we had a Republican House and Senate and Trump gets arrested as president, they wouldn't even vote to impeach him. And suddenly we're left with a president who's serving time on Rikers Island, but also running the country. That's what could happen. That is no longer out of the realm of possibility. The probability of that is not zero in mathematical terms. That's what's insane about all of this. But another note here to Tacopina. Here's the thing, bud. In the state of New York, under New York law, as I'm sure you have to know, the prosecution has to be ready to go to trial in no less than 6 months. No more than 6 months, sorry. So 6 months from now, or whenever they actually officially do the arraignment, which should be next Tuesday, on that day, the clock starts ticking. The prosecution has to be ready to go to court and try the case within 6 months under New York law. And under that same New York law, those prosecutors would be able to argue against any objection you may have that it would infringe upon his right to a speedy trial. So you can try your delay tactics. They may work for a little bit, but at the end of the day, New York law is crystal clear, and Trump will eventually stand trial if he doesn't take that plea deal that you're already saying we're not going to touch. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.